So for example, in this case, the voiceover is an important part. It's basically our narrative focus here. And the voice typically lands more in the mids, a little bit in the low and the high, but depending on the voice. And so that's what we want to preserve and protect in order to keep the clarity in this voice. So if we just take a look at where it's hitting now.
Faint whispers of promise tickle through.
And so you can already see here that in the EQ, certain parts have been reduced and heightened to increase clarity or to remove certain unwanted parts of the voice. So one way in which you can try to preserve or protect a certain frequency for a sound is to simply boost that frequency in the sound.
Rise up, gonna get higher and higher.
But another way is to in fact hollow out or reduce that frequency in the other sounds that might be clashing with it. So let's hop over to the music where I've done that. So you can see here that we've reduced certain frequencies that were clashing with the voice. So if we hop back, we'll just isolate the voice in the music.
Faint whispers of promise tickle through.
And you'll notice that the music is not clashing with the voice in certain parts. So for example, now if I turn it off.
Faint whispers of promise tickle through.
It's subtle, but you'll notice that it's slightly closer to clashing with the voice in certain frequencies. And it just feels clearer with that little pocket cut out of it.
Faint whispers of promise tickle through.
Now you can of course do this with any of the other sounds that are there by simply reducing and hollowing out these parts that are clashing with what you're trying to prioritize. You can also play around with it like this while you're listening to it in order to see at what point you get the most clarity from the sound that you're trying to protect. So this technique can be used to isolate sounds and make them clearer and more noticeable. But in the exact opposite way, you can also use it to kind of glue sounds together or to muddy things a bit if that's your intention. And you would just do the opposite, where basically you make sure that two sounds occupy the same frequencies. So this is basically one way in which you can use the EQs and this full range of frequencies and the highs and the lows and the mids to be able to create either fuller or thinner sounds and isolate things how you might need them to create a more immersive soundscape for your sound design.